The government wanted to silence charities. We didn't let them, but that's what they would have done if they had been successful.
In 2017, we were facing a very hostile coalition government. They decided to come after several high-profile groups that they didn't like because their advocacy was pretty critical of the government and being pretty successful. They decided to introduce 3 bills that would have really effectively silenced the whole entire civil society sector.
These are in the forms of funding cuts, their right to advocate in and around election periods, and their right to participate in peaceful protests and demonstrations.
It really seemed to cut to the very core of civil society to us.
It would actually have been a massive point of jeopardy for the sector.
If we spoke up, for example, federal government funding could be taken away.
90% plus of our work would have closed down.
Australian charities are a vital part of a healthy democracy and a robust civil society.
Indeed, advocacy has always been central to our mission.
We don't exist to sweep the crumbs from the rich people's tables and make meals for poorer people. We actually exist to turn those tables over.
Government holds most of the levers that we need to pull or push to impact those structural barriers that stand in the way of people thriving.
Without advocacy, we can't change what governments do in those spaces.
Many charities saw the injustice and just the lack of common sense behind the changes that were being proposed.
None of our organisations individually had the power to stop this bill, but collectively, with a diverse range of voices, lots of different kinds of power, different membership bases and different connections to decision makers.
This group of charities from disparate sectors that often don't work together suddenly had a common name, and we called it Hands Off Our Charities.
Hands off our charities.
Hands off
our charity.
Hands Off Our Charities is an alliance of over 120 Australian charities who came together in 2017 in response to 3 government bills that would have silenced our ability to advocate for our causes and communities on issues of national importance.
And we started to get traction at a political level.
We lobbied government.
Walking the halls of Parliament, speaking to people, writing to people.
Invited MPs to come for a democracy sausage.
We got local communities to go and meet with their MPs.
We wrote submissions, proposed our own amendments to the bill.
But also a bit of media together as well, so that we're speaking directly to the Australian public.
Advocacy for the right to advocacy.
We needed Pauline Hanson's vote, and it all came down to that. And we had spent months talking as an alliance about who could do that outreach and who could win her over. None of us knew which way she would vote until the moment came in the Senate, and we were sitting there watching the screen with bated breath and saw with great delight that she voted against the regulations. We'd won her over as a coalition and managed to stop them.
We stopped that proposal.
And Hands Off Our Charities was absolutely crucial to that.
We want to now restore a culture across civil society that says that not only can we speak up, but we've actually got a responsibility to do that.
Working together achieves so much more.
The whole of these charities is far greater than the sum of their parts.
Which is why it's so important that we have an organisation that can bring us together.
I'm delighted that we are a part of the launch of the Stronger Charities Alliance.
Everyone's under-resourced. Industry alliances are really powerful, and this sector needs to have its own Stronger Charity Alliance.
I don't think that we can guarantee that there won't be an attack on charities in the future.
The battles further down the track will be lessened because organisations are better prepared and have greater strengths in the way they promote the work they do and the need for justice around so many of the issues that we're facing.
I fear that our democracy would have been sliding towards a precipice, which I feel is actually the end of our democracy. So it's quite a significant alliance.
To have one common voice that enables us to collaborate together where we need to. That's going to be critical. If we don't use it, we risk losing it.
So that's a heartfelt plug for the Stronger Charities Alliance. And if you're watching this and you haven't joined, join.